mokshanudarshanam viktapadamajnaya kim asatkarma bhibhravet. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Krishna. Chitramoyini Mataji. Prabhu, you can mute yourself and put your hand down. I'm not the host, so I cannot do it. Chitramoyini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Satyam Shastram Rutrujya Bandha Moksha. Hare Krishna Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Aishwaryam Shastram Utrujya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivikta Padam Ajnaya Kim Satkarma Bir Bhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you Mataji.
Thank you. Madhumai Krishna Kanti Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Aishwaram Shastram Utsrujya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivikta Padam Ajnaya Kim Asat Karma Bhavet. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Sukanya Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Aishwaram Shastram Rutsrujya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivikta Padam Agnaya Kim Asat Karma Bhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Krishna. Madhusoni Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Aishwaram Sastram Usrijya Bandha Moksha Anudarshanam Vivikta Padam Agyaya Kim Satkarma Bhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you. Usha Bhatt Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Aishwaram Shastram Utsrujya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivikta Padamagnaya Kima Satkarma Bhavet. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Pushpa Yashamati Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Aishwaram Shastram Usrijya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivikta Padam Ajnaya Kimma Satkarma Bhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you Mataji.
Thank you. Revti Ratnangi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Aishwaram Sastram Utrasya Bandha Mokshanu Darshanam Viviktam Padam Ajnaya Kim Asat Karma Bir Bhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Prana Nandini Madhavi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Aishwaryam Shastram Astrujya Bandhan Mokshanudarshanam Vivikta Padam Avagyaya Kim Asat Karma Bir Bhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna. Usha Devati Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Aishwaram Shastram Ushrajya Bandha Mokshanu Darshanam Vivikta Padam Ajnaya Kim Asat Karma Bhavet. Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna. Uttama Padma Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Aishwaram Shastram Usrujya Bandha Mokshanu Darshanam Vivikta Padam Agnaya Kimasat Karma Bhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you. Aishwaram Shastram Utsrijya Bandha Mokshanu Darshanam Vivikta Padam Agnaya Kim Asat Karma Bhavet. Aishwaram, bringing understanding of God or Krishna consciousness. Shastram, the Vedic literature. Utsrijya, giving up. Bandha, of bondage. Moksha, and of liberation. Anudarshanam, informing about the ways. Vivikta Padam, distinguishing spirit from matter. Agnaya, not knowing. Kim Asat Karma Bhavet, what can be the use of temporary fruitive activities. Translation by His Divine Grace Shri Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Narad Muni had spoken of a swan. That swan is explained in this verse. The Vedic literatures, Shastras, vividly describe how to understand the Supreme Lord, the source of all material and spiritual energy. Indeed, they elaborately explain these two energies. The swan, Hans, is one who discriminates between matter and spirit, who accepts the essence of everything, and who explains the meaning of bondage and the means of bondage and the means of liberation. The words of scriptures consist of variegated vibrations. If a foolish rascal leaves aside the study of these shastras to engage in temporary activities, what will be the result? Puppet by His Divine Grace Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Krishna consciousness movement is very eager to present Vedic literature in modern languages, especially Western languages such as English, French, and German. The leaders of the Western world, the Americans and the Europeans, have become the idols of modern civilization, because the Western people are very sophisticated in temporary activities for the advancement of material civilization. A sane man, however, can see that all such grand activities, although perhaps very important for temporary life, have nothing to do with eternal life. The entire world is imitating the materialistic civilization of the West, and therefore the Krishna consciousness movement is very much interested in giving the Western people knowledge by translating the original Sanskrit Vedic literatures into Western languages. The word Vivikta Padam refers to the path of logical discourses concerning the aim of life. If one does not discuss that which is important in life, one is put into darkness and must struggle for existence. What then is the benefit of his advancement in knowledge? The people of the West are seeing their students becoming hippies despite gorgeous arrangement for university education. The Krishna consciousness movement, however, is trying to convert misguided, drug-addicted students to the service of Krishna and engage them in the best welfare activities for human society. Powerful, huh? Very powerful. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyan Anjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmiltam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Utale Swayam Rupa Gadamahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karna Sindhu Din Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namastite Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishbhanuste Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinam. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Prajayine Nirvishesha Shnivadi Paschatya Deshatayane. Narad Muni had spoken of a swan. That swan is explained in this verse. The Vedic literature Shastras vividly describe how to understand the Supreme Lord, the source of all material and spiritual energy. Indeed, they elaborately explain these two energies. The swan, Hans, is one who discriminates between the matter and spirit, who accepts the essence of everything and who explains the means of bondage and the means of liberation. The words of scriptures consist of variegated vibrations. If a foolish rascal leaves aside the study of these shastras to engage in temporary activities, what will be the result? It's a very powerful verse. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, which is called as the prescribed duties of the mankind. Chapter number 5, which is called as
Narada Muni caused by Prajapati Daksha.
Very nice. Narad Muni caused by Prajapati Daksha. And then we have been discussing the understanding of the sons of Daksha. What are they called as? Haryashvas? About the analogy that Narad Muni gave previously. Hare Krishna. What did you study so far? What analogies have been studied? Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mm-hmm.
About a man who is her husband, about earth, the extremities of the earth component to material world, compared to material world. Then about a king in a kingdom, only one male in that kingdom.
Yes.
And unsteady intelligence, who is a woman prostitute. And a man who is her husband, then a river flowing in both the directions. Then a
What does the
wonderful home.
river flowing in both the directions indicate?
That I just told Mataji.
The
Material
creation and dissolution.
and then
And then
then a wonderful home, and then a swan vibrating in various sounds that today we are discussing, Mataji.
thank you very much. So Nath Muni has spoken about the swan. Okay, now in this particular verse, Prabhupada is basically telling us the essence of ISKCON, the essence of Krishna consciousness movement. He's saying that the swan is a person, or the quality of the swan or Hansa, which is taken, is that it can extract the essence from everything, essence of everything. Okay, so that means that this person who is engaged seriously in fulfilling the purpose of life will be able to tell the means of bondage and the means of liberation. But Prabhupada is typing in the purport that is what a Krishna conscious person is like. Okay, he's saying that people are very much imitating the Western civilization. Like everybody wants to be like Westerners, like Western, because that's like a gold standard now. If they are dressed up in a certain way, that becomes a trend all over the world. In fact, the brands are all over the world. If they are eating a certain way, if their holidays are a certain way, like for example, Halloween, like how many of us when we were young heard of this thing called Halloween? How many of us heard back in India? How many of us?
No, Mataji, never
No,
heard of
Mataji,
it.
we have not heard about it.
Or Thanksgiving. I'm not criticizing. I'm just emphasizing that what Prabhupada is saying makes 100% sense because we are seeing this. Okay. Now, so because you're copying, everyone is copying the Western world, and this has become a gold standard. Because everyone is copying what is going on in the Western world, Prabhupada is saying, so we make the Westerners Krishna conscious and then teach them. And how do we make them Krishna conscious? By translating the original Vedic text into different languages, like French, English, German. You know, this Prabhupada disappearance day, Prabhupada Vyas Puja, appearance day, sorry, Vyas Puja. I was at Gita Nagari and Devamrita Maharaj was giving class. He said, Prabhupada has a fail and a savior plan for ISKCON. He said that now, just in case ISKCON all over the world just shuts down, just in case the temples are shut down, just in case there are nobody who's a devotee, then what? What is going to happen? Just in case there is no chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, then what is going to happen? Said then somewhere in some part of the world, we'll find the book. We'll find my book and they will know exactly what to do. So it's called failed and safe plan. It's just by one book, the person who will find it will know exactly what to do. This is a very intense and a very, enlightening statement that Prabhupada gave, that his books is a powerhouse, which can tell us actually how to discriminate between bondage and liberation. And if we are not spending time, because we have to spend time. Okay, it's not that I'm not reading literature, I'm not reading Krishna conscious books, I'm not reading Prabhupada's books. That means that I am advancing in Krishna consciousness. That Prabhupada, what I am getting from this sense is it's not possible. It is not possible that we are not reading Prabhupada books and we are advancing in Krishna consciousness. It's not going to happen. It is not. Yes, if somebody is chanting at a very pure level, then they get the knowledge from the heart. Prabhupada has said that too. But if the chanting is offensive, which most of us are in that stage, and we don't pay attention to Srila Prabhupada's books, and we think that I'm becoming a very big devotee of Krishna, then no, because we are using our time to do something which is not eternal. Okay, and this is a punishment blind. So the path, it's actually the life is given to us for logical to discuss the logical discourses concerning the aim of life. Now, most of the people across the world are not doing it. 99% are not doing it, or maybe more than that. So we think that that's the norm. We don't talk about the aim of life. We talk about short-term goals, not the aim of life. Short-term goals or long-term goals, that I want to have this career, I want to have this family, I want to have this. But we don't talk about the aim of life, that why am I even here? You know, I was mentoring one girl into Krishna consciousness. I'm still doing it. And she was in university, okay, and she didn't do well in her final year exams. And still graduated, but didn't do well to her heart's content. And then she was like sad. I was like, the whole future was suddenly appearing very, very dark. Because that's what we do, you know, that's what the vision we give to our children. That if you're not doing well in a particular kind of, I would say, parampara given in the universities, then your whole future is dark. There's nothing there. That's the vision. You see how fearful it is? Krishna consciousness is fearless. One becomes fearless, but we give this kind of a vision to the children today. They're supposed to outperform. Otherwise, the results are going to be very, very scary, and you will not have good occupation, good job, good profile, good contacts. Nothing will be good. So, you know, why will she be an exception? They're victimized by it. And I could see that she's feeling that the whole curriculum is a failure. All the 3 years in the university was a failure because the final exam was not so good. So you're not going to get first class degree, you're going to get second class degree or whatever that is. So I tried, you know, this way, that way, this way, but then suddenly said, do you really think that you're born to pass some exams? Is that really the only and sole aim of your life? Is that the real, does you really think you're only born to do this? And if you don't do this, then your whole life is a disaster. It's like a disaster plan and it's a failure. So I could see, you know, suddenly like the bulb went in her mind or something like, oh yeah, am I really born to just pass these exams? Or there is something higher? So we don't give that vision because most of the people don't have the vision. But to develop that vision, we need to read the books, we need to distribute the books. That Prabhupada has spent hours and hours and hours translating every single purport. Not easy, huh? We don't have time to read, but he was traveling all over the world, 3 days in this country, 3 days in that country, traveling, meeting, giving lectures, giving discourses, and initiating disciples, opening temples, establishing deities, teaching how to take care of the temple, marrying devotees, and sending disciples across the world to spend Krishna conscious movement, answering letters. Still, you know, typing and transcribing each and every Sanskrit text for us. And what do we say? I don't have time to read this. See how small it is? Here is a personality who gave his blood and sweat to us. And then we say, I don't have time. So because we are not busy, we're not convinced about the aim of life. If somebody is convinced of the aim of life, then somebody will make a sincere effort. If any one of us are failing to read Srila Prabhupada's books on a regular basis, it is a fact that we are not convinced about the aim of life. I'm not judging. I'm not trying to find fault. I'm stating the facts. Because we are making an effort in something, right? We are making an effort to go somewhere in life because we are convinced that that's what I'm supposed to do. Right? Well, if I'm not convinced of the aim of life of Krishna consciousness, my effort will be jeopardized. It will be weighted against something else. So Prabhupada said, if one does not discuss that which is important in life, one is put into darkness and must struggle for existence. So say, okay, I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I am following 4 regulatory principles. I am eating Krishna Prasadam. I'm doing Aarti. I am going for Bhagavatam class or whatever may be the reason. But I'm still feel like my life is a struggle. I still feel like bonded, as if caught in shackles. still feel this sense of, being imprisoned somewhere. Why? Because we're not discussing. One is put into darkness and must struggle for existence. So this is the decode. That why am I not going ahead in my Krishna consciousness? And one can conclude, because one is chanting at the mental level, right? So one can conclude that, oh, maybe chanting is not the only thing. Maybe Hare Krishna is not as powerful as we think it is. Because one is put in darkness. Darkness means that the knowledge is removed. And if the real knowledge is removed, then we start struggling for existence. But if I know that I'm not the body, I'm the soul, and I'm convinced about it, and then further convinced that I'm part and parcel of Krishna, I will work towards that. And that is knowledge. There's no struggle there. Okay, yeah, I cannot say there's no struggle there, but the struggle there makes sense. But here it doesn't make sense. This struggle and this ignorance is not making sense. What then is the benefit of his advancement in knowledge? What is, we're struggling, we're struggling, we're in ignorance. But what is the benefit? This is the question. Each and every purport, each and every shloka is actually ending in a question. If you read it carefully, each and every one of them, where we are decoding Narad Muni's analogy, is ending in a question. What is the benefit? What are you gaining? So Krishna consciousness movement, we derive the essence. We walk into the society if we are serious about our Krishna consciousness, and we extract the essence out of there. If a non-Krishna conscious person enters a society, they will also extract, but they will extract objects of sense gratification. Okay, and then it will carry to next place, to next place, to next place. There are so many big malls. I don't know, such big malls. Sometimes you feel like, why do you need like 10 shops selling the same thing? Why do we need 10 shops selling the same thing? Sometimes I feel, why, what is the need? Because that's where we are expanding. That's where our avenue is going. That's where our consciousness, our attention is flowing. So that's what is going. But that's what is actually becoming big and big. But if my attention, my consciousness is flowing towards my spiritual life, then my Krishna consciousness will nurture. And if my Krishna consciousness will nurture, then my struggle for existence will stop, because I'm not trying to exist, I'm trying to live. There's a difference between existing and living. We're living, we live in Krishna consciousness, we exist in material world, or we cannot even exist. We just struggle, but the struggle turns out to be futile. Okay, so when we become Krishna conscious, we enter into an arena and we try to make everyone Krishna conscious, but on behalf of our acharyas, not on our behalf. Not that, okay, now I am super Krishna conscious person, I'm going to make everyone. No, we can never, on behalf of our acharyas. That is why we always go with books. Always try to convince somebody that please take this book. Prabhupada said, what your 1 minute, 2 minute preaching will do, give the person book in the hand. And that book will change the person's course of life. Now, all of us who came to Krishna consciousness, we have the same story. Okay, the details are different. We all have the same story. Somebody came, told us about Krishna consciousness, and gave us the book. And we read the book. Yes? The details might be different. Who came, where, what happened. But somebody came, told us about Krishna consciousness, and gave us the book, and we read the book. Yes or no?
Yes.
And then here we are. The trajectory of the life changed. So even if we have an iota of a doubt that whether this process works or not, we can look at our own lives. It's hard to go back. Actually, it's impossible to go back. Actually, we'll never go back to the ways of life. And even if we go back, then we'll be only brought back to where we are, like a jamil. It's not going to last. We will understand the futility very quickly because something higher has been tasted now. Right? So give it to someone, extract the essence. Our acharyas are asking us to develop like swan-like qualities. It's a petition from Narad Muni. And Narad Muni we are in the lineage of Narad Muni. That develop this quality. Extract the essence wherever you go. Look for the opportunity. Don't say that, oh, if we go and criticize that, oh my God, I'm so good, I eat nice sattvic food, but here people are so engrossed in ignorance that they are eating this, they're eating that, this. Who is it benefiting? That's not what Nityananda Prabhu or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's plan is. Their plan is to give highest to the lowest. So you go and then you try to make them also Krishna conscious. I remember, I think I mentioned before, the best book distribution experience that I ever had was in a hemp fest, marijuana festival in Boston. I'm telling you, honestly, telling you, I've experienced it firsthand. I thought when I entered there that I really thought that why have I here? This is such a suffocating place. So much secondhand smoke, everyone smoking marijuana. And here we have a book table. Like, why did I waste my whole day and drove so far to be here? I was thinking like that. But then as the hours went by, 8 hours, 10 hours, so many people took the books. And I was so amazed that this is the program of Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Smoking pot, but taking Prabhupada books. The different ways of smoking pot, but so many shops exclusively for this. But we have this one small corner with books, and they took the books. I don't know if I don't remember if we were sold out, but we made very good sales that day. And I remember thinking, going back home, that this is so true. That highest for the lowest. This is so true. I was very grateful. Okay, so understand the petition of the acharyas to each one of us individually, that try to extract the essence, try to read on daily basis without fail. If we make an effort, the energy of Krishna will also help. Like, if we may take a step towards Krishna, Krishna also takes a step towards us. But if we don't even make an effort, we don't even start, then we are actually not respecting our relationship with Krishna. We are acknowledging, but we are acknowledging who am I and who is Krishna, by chanting Hare Krishna, but we are not respecting that. It's like, some people who go to God to ask for help, like, God, I'm in trouble, give me help. So God gives help and then they go, but they're acknowledging that they are small and God is great, but they're not respecting the relationship between them and God. They just go do a transaction and come back, right? So if we are not doing what Narayana is asking us to do, or what Prabhupada is asking us to do, we are acknowledging the relationship, but we're not respecting the relationship. And there's no way that we are progressing in Krishna consciousness. So at mental level, it won't stay. I have seen it. You catch these subtle energies as you grow old with the moment. It stays at the mental level. The mind tells that you are so good. But the minute some calamity comes, the minute some problem comes in life, the first thing that happens is we forget Krishna. Like Prabhupada gives example of a parrot. He said there was a parrot, and the parrot was taught to speak Ram, 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 Ram. Okay, so everybody thought that the parrot has become a very good devotee because the parrot is always chanting Ram, 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 Ram. But one time, somebody came and tried to choke the parrot by grabbing the neck. And the minute that happened, the parrot started speaking quack, 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 quack. Basically, his Ram, 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 Ram was gone. So don't stay at the superficial level. Go deep. First thing first. Make an effort. So Krishna will also make an effort. And that is a respect to the relationship beyond acknowledgement. Hey, I think I'll stop here. Any questions, reflections, realizations, corrections?